Hi students, this is Kirk here. Today I'm here to talk to you about nouns and give you some great information. In the past you've learned about nouns, but this year you really need to learn that there are 4 important types of nouns. And by the end of our video, hopefully you'll know all 4. Right now you'll want to get out your binder and open up to a clean sheet of paper and title it Nouns. Okay, so let's get out our pens and our pencils and our binder and get to work. Okay, you've probably learned in the past that nouns are a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. But again, there are 4 types of nouns that you need to learn about, and we'll talk about all 4 today. As we go along, you should copy each of the definitions for the 4 nouns, and at the end there will be an assignment. That's how I know that you've been able to watch the video today. So let's get started. The first type of noun that we'll talk about are what are called common nouns. These are regular types of nouns, and they name one of a category of people, places, things, or ideas. And this is the definition that you should know. That nouns are people, places, things, or ideas. And they're non-specific. For example, here you go. We've got a dog. Right? He is non-specific. So let's make sure that you get this definition of a noun copied into your notes. One of a category of people, places, things, or ideas. Now, if you're at home and you need more time to copy your definition, you could always just hit stop or pause. Okay, so now let's move on. We've talked about common nouns. They're general people, places, things, or ideas. But we want to be more specific now. So we're going to talk about proper nouns. Proper nouns name a specific person, a specific place, a specific event, thing, or idea. And they're always capitalized. For example, in our last slide we saw a dog. Well, that's a common noun, a proper noun. Now we've got a chihuahua. Just like my chihuahua at home. Do you remember who he is? That's right, it's Skittles. And Skittles is a specific, well, thing you might say, and so his name would be capitalized. So the definition that you need to copy right now is that a proper noun is a specific person, place, thing, or idea. And you should get that definition into your notes. Now, if you need more time, you could always pause the video or hit stop. Okay. Proper nouns are royalty, and you want to invite them over as often as possible. Well, why is that, you wonder? Because proper nouns give more information. They make your writing more interesting, and they make the reader take notice. Rather than just saying a boy, you can give a proper noun. Or rather than just saying a place, you can give a specific place. So proper nouns, they provide us with more information, and we want to invite them into our writing as often as possible. All right, let's do a quick little bit of practice. I'm going to ask you to identify and classify, meaning tell me if it's a common or proper noun, in the following sentence here. Take a look at this sentence. George engulfed 5 hamburgers from Burger King. Can you find some nouns in this sentence? Well, I hope that you identified George as a person. I hope you identified hamburgers as a thing. And that you identified Burger King as a place. Now let's classify these nouns. Are these common nouns or are they proper nouns? Well, George is a specific person, so George is a proper noun. Hamburger, is that a common or a proper noun? It's a common noun. It's not a specific hamburger, like a Big Mac, so it's a common noun. And notice the proper noun, George, is capitalized. The common noun, hamburger, is not. Okay, so we've got Burger King over here. Is that a common noun or is that a proper noun? Well, that's a proper noun because it's a specific place. And I hope you enjoyed this great verb here, engulfed, rather than just simply saying ate, which would be boring. Okay, now it's going to get a little bit more difficult. Now that you see the difference between common and proper nouns, let's check out this sentence. The girl stopped at the store and bought some soda. First, let's find the nouns. I've asked you to change the common nouns to proper nouns, but first let's find the nouns, and that will be helpful. I hope that you found girl. That's a noun. Did you find store? That's a noun also. And we have one more noun. Do you see it? There you go. It's soda. These are all what type of nouns? That's right. They're common nouns. They're not specific, okay, and they are not capitalized. Now we want to make these boring common nouns more specific. Let's make them into proper nouns. Okay, so instead of saying the girl, how could we substitute that and make it a proper noun? Well, let's give her a name, okay? How about we say Lola? Okay, so Lola stopped at the store. Store is a common noun. It doesn't really tell us where she stopped. So let's think of the name of a store where Lola could get a soda. How about 7-Eleven? Right? That's numbers, so why don't we even go with Wawa? Both are proper nouns. They're more specific. They're the names of specific stores where Lola could get a soda. Well, soda is kind of general too. It doesn't really tell us what type of soda she wanted. So let's think of something that Lola would prefer to drink. Maybe a Sprite, or even a Mountain Dew. These are specific types of sodas. So now, instead of just simply saying the girl stopped at the store and bought some soda, which is a boring, uninteresting, and uninformative sentence, we've got Lola stopped at the Wawa and bought some Sprite. So we know who, we know exactly where, and we know exactly what it is that she bought. That's why proper nouns are more desirable. All right, let's take a look at another type of noun, compound nouns. These can be a little tricky sometimes, and here's why. Compound nouns are made up of 2 or more words. So you take 2 words, you put them together, just like in science when you have 2 elements and you put them together, you get a compound. Nouns are the same way. And they can be written in 3 different ways, so that makes it a little confusing as well. Let's take a look. One of the ways that compound nouns can be written is separate words, such as high school. High school is, they are each a noun, and so when you put them together, you've got a compound noun. You can also hyphenate your compound noun, such as a mother-in-law. See, I've got these hyphens. No, I didn't mean to do that. I've got these hyphens here in my word. Come on, back over. Full screen. There we go. Let's close that. I'm still learning. Okay, and our third item, our third way, and this is the most common, is when you have them combined, such as baseball, okay, which is base and ball, or rainbow, which is rain and bow. Okay, there are many great compound nouns. You just have to look for them. So compound nouns, they're nouns that are made up of 2 or more words, and this is the definition that you want to copy into your notes right now, students. So if you need more time to copy that definition, you can either hit stop or pause. Okay, next we're going to talk about what are called collective nouns. And collective nouns, they name a group of individual people or things. And so right now you want to get this definition copied into your notes as well. This is our fourth type of noun that we'll talk about today. So collective nouns, they name a collection of people or things or items. Very often we see collective nouns used with animals, such as a litter of puppies or a herd of cattle. There are all kinds of fun collective nouns. For example, here are some common ones that you might see. A class of students. The Navy, okay, that's a group of ships. A group, yeah, there we go, a group. A flock of seagulls, a flock of geese, a team of players, or a club, which represents a group of students, or group of individuals. So that is a collective noun. It names a group or collection of people or things. So there we go. We've got common nouns, we've got proper nouns, compound nouns, and collective nouns. The four types of nouns that you need to know for 7th grade. Okay, next I've got a little assignment for you here. And I want you to think about an activity you really enjoy. Something that if you had your choice, you would do it all the time. Well, you probably know mine is going to the beach. So right now on your paper, write your activity in the middle of, maybe the reverse side of your paper or down at the bottom, and circle it. Okay. Let's think about nouns that are associated with going to the beach. Over here, I'm going to put some common nouns. Down here, I'm going to put some proper nouns. On this side, I'm going to put some collective nouns. And what's the fourth type of noun that I need? Very good, students. You need some compound nouns. Now what I would like for you to do is try to think of 2 or 3 words that fit into each category. For example, a common noun, when I go to the beach, I swim in the ocean. That's a common noun. It's not specific. But if I wanted to know specifically which ocean I'm swimming in, I might say not the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean. Right? It's a specific ocean, so it is capitalized. Now sometimes when I'm at the beach, I see dolphins. And it always makes my day whenever I see them. Now what do you call a group of dolphins? Well, let's see, collective noun would be a group. But a group of dolphins is technically called a pod. So that's a collective noun also. When I'm at the beach, and I'm going to the beach, when I'm walking along the shoreline, I might see something that's a compound noun. Can you think of what it is? That's right, I might find some seashells. And who is it at the beach who helps look out for you and supervise the swimmers? Well, that's the lifeguard, right? And when it's a sunny day, there's something that you should put on to help prevent a sunburn, and that's some all are compound nouns. Now, when I see the lifeguards, you might say that there's a team or squad of lifeguards. And when I go to the beach, where do I like to go? Well, over to Long Beach Island. Okay, now your assignment is to think of an activity that you enjoy. And I would like for you to draw your diagram and label common nouns, proper nouns, collective nouns, and compound nouns. And in each section, I would like to see at least 2 nouns in each category. You can certainly add more if you can think of it. Now, if you can't think of any collective nouns or compound nouns that might go along with your activity, you can insert some other ones. Maybe, you know, at the beach, I saw a funky lady and she had a teapot. All right, that's a compound noun. Or even though you don't often see cats at a beach, maybe a glaring, because that's what you call it when you have a group of cats. Okay, so you could think of some other words if they don't necessarily go with your activity, but for these I think that you should have no problem. This will be your assignment, and in addition to the 4 definitions of the nouns, you should have this completed for class tomorrow. And certainly if you need more time to look at this, you can hit pause or stop. Well, students, I hope that you learned quite a bit about nouns today, and throughout the course of the year I will be having you view these types of videos at home and providing a small assignment so that when you come to class the next day, you've already learned the material and we can really practice with it and go more into depth. So I look forward to our next video assignment and practicing more in class with nouns. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.